Did you make it back for day 7? Welcome back if you did. This is Z, and this is Sit Speak Your Truth. And it's day 7 of the 11K in 30-day challenge. So, I did a video yesterday talking about kind of doing like a little mini reaction to some young girls that I think they were on TikTok. I think their videos came from TikTok. I tried to find the actual original and I couldn't, but if you look up rejected by Walmart or rejected by McDonald's, they'll probably pop up in your feed if you want to see the full thing. But I did a little mini reaction on that because they were crashing. I felt so bad. The one girl was like, I have a bachelor's degree and, I can't get a job at Walmart. Are you serious? And the other girl was like, I have a bachelor's and I'm working on my master's and I got rejected by McDonald's. Yeah, I get it. And this is the world that we live in now. So, even people with advanced degrees are struggling. I have a family member that has, a bachelor's degree, 2 master's degrees, and a PhD, and still, out there in the world and has been looking for a full-time job for, a long time, years. And, went to the best Ivy League schools, is a brilliant individual and a fantastic human being. But when the job market is as tight as you is, and then if you look like me, it's even a little tighter, we're having a hard time staying afloat. And the job numbers do not look good. The economy doesn't look good. Inflation isn't looking good. I don't know how people are going to be able to survive it and to make it through if you are not somehow creating something, whether it's a business, whether it's a YouTube channel, video content, creating something. I'm going to have to apologize for the rain. It's going to follow me. I told you I live in Panama. It is the rainy season, so it is raining quite a bit, as you can plainly see. It's raining a lot today. So my house has a tin roof, so when it rains, it gets really loud. So I'll try to up the audio when I edit so that you can hear me better, because I know you may have a difficult time hearing me. But anyway, so that's the problem, that we're having to face right now. And I just want you all, if you landed here on my channel, I just want you, my channel is about finances and this system that I found that is working for so many people right now, and providing them a way to earn money online very easily. And when I first heard about it, I thought it was a straight up scam. And if you've looked at Heard or seen any of my previous videos, I talk about the fact that I came across this woman's content and it just seemed too good to be true, and so I ignored it. And she kept coming up in my feed for like 8 months, and I ignored it. And then one day I was like, let me see what she's talking about, because at this time, right, I've been in Panama for probably about 6-7 months, and I'm thinking, okay, so now I need to look at how am I going to start generating income for myself, because I came and I had a little money put aside, and so I knew I was going to be okay for a while. But I'm like, Z, you can't live off of that forever. So this system came across my feed one day, and so I finally just kind of bit the barrel. And I entered my little email, and I got the blueprint, and I said, I think I can do this. And so I went all in on the plan, and I've been doing it ever since. And I am building my YouTube channel. I think I've had it up now for about maybe 3.5-4 months, and I have like 150 some subscribers, so it's moderate, it's moderate growth. But that being said, the whole point of this YouTube channel for me is to build my brand and to build this business. Give me 1 second. Stop. Sorry about that. I have a dog that has allergies and he won't stop. He won't stop licking. Anyway, so that's what this channel is about. So I am here. I found this fantastic system that I can just put in 2 hours a day worth of work, and I have the ability to generate income online without having to work myself into an early grave. And so that's why it worked for me, because I'm 50. How old am I? I'm 12. If you ask anyone that knows me, they'll tell you I'm 12. I'm 12 in my brain. I've always been 12. But in the world standards, I guess I'll be 58 this year. I'm not trying to work forever. I've seen my family members work themselves into an early grave, and just spent most of their life just working and not really enjoying life, not experiencing life, not doing the things that bring them joy, not waking up happy in the morning, not going to bed happy at night, just stuck. And when you're stuck, you're miserable. So I know what that feels like because I've been there. But then I realized at some point that I was going to have to free myself from that existence. And so, that's what I did. And I did that by moving abroad. That's what worked for me. But, your situation is going to be germane and to you and whatever it is that you're going through. But, if you're a woman and you've been struggling trying to figure out, how am I going to make ends meet? I go to the grocery store and $200, which used to get me, 8 or 10 bags of groceries, barely gets me 3 now. And it has to last. That has to last you until you get paid your next 2 weeks or a month, or however often you get paid, wherever the case may be. But we still have bills, right? You still have credit card bills. You still have your rent or your mortgage. You still have to put gas in your car. You still have to pay for public transportation. You have to make sure that your water bill is paid. You have to make sure that you keep the lights on. There is so much that we have to do, and the dollar is being stretched less and less because the dollar is crashing. Financially, the economy is crashing. So, the best thing that we can do for ourselves, at least for me, when I was looking at all this that was happening around me, is like, I need to learn how to create. I need to create a business. I need to create my brand. I need to figure out what services I'm going to provide, who my audience is going to be, and I need to connect with those people. And so that was my mission once I realized that. That's what I need to do. And so that's why I'm building. That's why I'm using Legacy Builders, because it's helping me to accomplish that goal and to meet that end. Because, there is nothing worse than not feeling confident and constantly worrying about your finances. I've been there. When I was much younger, there was a lot on me. I had a mother that was ill. I had a sister that was 12 years my junior. I had to take care of my mom, my sister, and myself. And at that point, I didn't even have my degree yet. So it was rough. And I worked, a lot of jobs. I worked 2 full-time jobs, and at one point 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job for a long time, just to try to keep us afloat. And it was difficult. And I'm not complaining, because I would do anything for my family, and I have. But I say that because I know that there are many of you out there that are doing the same thing. And you're just trying to stay above water. You're just trying to stay above water. But I'm telling you that you can't keep doggy paddling trying to stay above water. You have to be it's time for us now to be kind of methodical about how we go about making money. And I'm telling you, the reason why Legacy Builders is so phenomenal, and I think it works so well, is because it is a complete business in a box that has been created. You will learn all kinds of skill sets that will provide you financial freedom. You can put those skill sets toward creating your own digital products. You can create products for other people. And then the icing on the cake is that, when you learn these skill sets, you'll never lose them. They can't, it can't be taken away from you. Unlike these jobs where AI is just like crushing people left and right. I firmly believe that, you know, these two girls that we're talking about, they, you know, couldn't get hired at Walmart or McDonald's. And, you know, I did I think yesterday was my day 6 of the challenge. So I posted a video yesterday that's day 6. And, you know, I'm like, of course they're not going to hire you, because they're letting people go. They're not hiring people because everything's going automated. The last time I was in a Walmart in the States before I moved out of the country, I remember going to Walmart because I was getting some last minute stuff that I wanted to take in my carry-on bag. You know, the little bottled lotions and bottled mouthwashes, little things that you can get through, you know, immigration easily. And I was going there and I was, you know, picking up some things, and I remember going to the checkout, and you know, when you're at Walmart, there's like 10 or 12 checkouts, right? You have checkouts every which way. 10, 12, 15. I mean, there are a lot of checkouts at Walmart, and this was a super Walmart. So I'm at the super Walmart and I'm looking, and they have all of these aisles, but all of these aisles are empty. They only had like 2 cashiers. So 2 of the lines were open, and they were pretty long because there were only 2, and there were a lot of people in this Walmart. And then they had, you know, how they have the section that is now kind of like self-checkout. And the self-checkout line was all the way back, and then it was wrapping around going to the self-checkout. And I think they had like maybe 8 self-checkout stations. And so they're wrapping people through these self-checkout stations, and people are just scanning their stuff. And, you know, and I'm looking, and there was like one person that was there that's just kind of like monitoring, you know, what's going on. If there is an issue with, you know, something not being rung up correctly or something of that nature, she will come over and she'll take her badge and scan it and get you on along, you know, on your way. But there were like 20 people that were waiting. I mean, the line was moving so slow trying to get through self-checkout, and then they only had 2 cashiers, and all of those other lanes were completely open, but they didn't have people there. They didn't have people to check the people out. You were going through self-checkout, and when you go through self-checkout, you know, you get up to the thing, and you know, you're scanning your products, and there's a camera right in your face. So they're scanning your biometrics, so they're identifying who you are. Then if you look up, there's a camera right above you, so they're making sure that you're not stealing anything. So they're, you know, making sure that everything that gets scanned is going in the bag, and nothing's going into the bag that hasn't been scanned. This is going to be the wave of the future, y'all. This is not a temporary thing. This is permanent. So when she says, I can't get hired at Walmart, no, you can't, honey. Because their goal is to completely eliminate employees. You know, I don't know how many of you, you know, I'm really kind of into other cultures. So sometimes when I'm on YouTube, I'll scan what's going on in Korea or going on in Japan, wherever the case may be. And China, we are so far behind China, y'all. I'm just here to let you know. We are so far behind China. You know, China is like, they talk about New York is, you know, the city that doesn't sleep. I don't know about that. I think China is the country that doesn't sleep. You can go to China, and they'll be in their cities, and it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, and people are out and about, and they're going into these stores, like these little kind of like convenience stores. You know, I think in New York they call them, they would refer to them as a bodega. And you're going in these stores, and there's no one there. There's not a cashier. There's not a manager. There's not a single employee. But you got food and snacks and everything just out in the open galore. And you just walk in and you get what you want and you walk out. And as you're coming out, you know, it's kind of ringing up everything that you have, because it's picking up all the barcodes on all the things that you've picked up in the store, and it's deducting it directly out of their checking account via their chat, the app that they use, which I think is called WeChat. And so it comes right out of your account. Just make sure you have the money. It comes right out of your account. Positions like cashiers, you know, they even have robots over there to deliver your food to your table. You know, just comes rolling up, and then, you know, here's your food, and you just take your food off thing, and it goes on about its business. You're not going to have waitresses. You're not going to have cashiers. You're not going to have, you know, people bagging your groceries and stuff like that. You're just not going to have those things. Any menial job that they can replace with AI, that's what they're going to do. So, yeah, we need to start creating our own. Legacy Builders, as far as I'm concerned, is the way to go, because it is a program that is built in the box. It's going to give you everything that you need. You're going to learn all the skill sets that can provide you with financial freedom. 2-hour workday. When I heard this, I was like, these people will say anything, but it's true. 2 hours. Wake up in the morning, half an hour I check my comments. You know, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, although I think I'm being shadow banned there. I just check my comments, I reply to my comments. Doesn't even usually take half an hour. You know, people want to learn about the program, I send them the information. You know, that's it. An hour and a half I spend what I'm doing right now. I'm recording content. When I'm done, I'll go over to my office area. I'll sit, I'll edit, you know, I'll chop up some shorts. I'll send those off to my platforms that I'm on. And that's it. That's about an hour and a half a day for me just to do that. And then the last half an hour you spend, you know, doing, if you want to post and advertise on free places where you can advertise, free advertisement classifieds, looking for the word, sorry, free classifieds, you just post the classifieds. That's your 2-hour workday. Now, and people, the more they see you, the more they see you, the more they get to know you, the more they get to know who you are. They can ask questions, you can interact, you can begin to build your audience and begin your following. And when you do that, you begin to build trust. And that's when people will really, when they're ready, they'll get the information and they'll either move forward or they won't. But I'm telling you, we have to be able to find a way to ensure our financial freedom and just our overall freedom, because who wants to spend, especially if you're a woman and you're a parent, you don't want to spend, you know, 16, 18 hours a day outside the home, you know, working, you know, 2 jobs trying to provide for your family. You want to be with your family, especially in today's day and age, especially in the States where things are becoming so crazy. The violence is off the chain. What's happening to children, I'm not even going to get into it. You need to be with your children. That's all I can say about that. I don't trust schools. I don't trust churches, neighbors, none of that. And half the times you can't even trust your own family, unfortunately. So, you know, I get it. You need a way where you can free up your time so that you can provide for yourself if you're single like me. You can provide for your children. Whatever the case may be, we need to be able to sustain ourselves. And this is a fantastic way in which to do that. And the phenomenal thing is that the system is completely automated. So once you purchase the system, you know, automations are built into the system. Your emails will go out automatically, right? You can reply to things. Everything is automated for you. There is nothing that you have to do other than your 2-hour workday. Reply to comments, create and post your content, and advertise if you so choose. That's all you have to do. Is it going to happen overnight success? No. But in 2 hours a day, especially if you have a job, this is a business that you can build for yourself on the side. I can't tell you, and I think I will at some point in this 30-day challenge that I'm posting every day, I'm going to figure out how to set up my system so that I can split screen and I can show you the inside of the school program. So, you know, of course, the whole platform itself, once you purchase it, is based on Kajabi, and it's based on the school platform, which is where our community meets. We have over 60,000 people strong. These community members are posting every day. They're showing up every day. They're doing, you know, win videos. They're sharing their experiences. They're sharing how they're affecting people's lives for the better. And we can have such a profound impact in the world just by working together with one another, by sharing information, by helping other people see how they can create financial independence and general independence for themselves and their family. We're talking about people that are building and creating generational wealth right now. You can do it. And I know some of you have hesitations. I had a hesitation. I told you I sat on it for 8 months. But that's just because that's just how I'm built. And the wonderful thing about the program is that it's not, people think, oh, it's a scam. You're probably spending, $5, $10, $15,000. And there are programs out there that charge this, that, and people pay it. Legacy Builders is not like that. So the icing on the cake that I saved for last, on top of being able to generate this income, being able to get paid and get notified of every time someone purchases from you, which is a beautiful, just hear that little ding ding on your phone, is amazing. But on top of all that, whatever you sell, you keep 100%. This is not like some sort of an affiliate program. You don't have to pay back, 20, 30, 40, half of what you make or you earn. If you sell a $100 program, you keep $100. If you sell the $1,400 program, you keep the $1,400. That's the icing on the cake. You get the master resale rights because Michelle O'Neill, who created this program, believes in it so much. And she believes so much and wants so much to see people win, and to change their financial futures, and to change their ability to be able to spend their life in your time the way that you want to. It does not get any better, I'm telling you all. So, like I said in yesterday's video, if you have a job, I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you that. The economy right now is so wicked. I would never tell anyone to quit their job. But what I'm telling you is that you can begin to build this business on the side, in the morning, an hour in the morning, an hour at night when you get home. It's only 2 hours a day. We spend more time than that scrolling on our phones. You can do this. You have to just give yourself a chance. Invest in yourself and see where it will lead you. We know where you'll be if you do nothing, right? Wherever you are right now, you'll be in the same position you are right now a year from now if you do nothing. If you take a chance on yourself, where might you be? Where might you be? So that's all I have for you all today, lovelies. Thank you so much for sticking around. The rain's coming down harder. I feel like I'm yelling, so I'm going to cut it off here for today. I think tomorrow is going to be day 8, and I think tomorrow I'll go into some more detail about the actual levels of Legacy Builders and the programs and how you can become part of Legacy at different levels, whatever is convenient and most beneficial for you and your pocketbook. So I think that's what we'll discuss tomorrow, but for right now I'm going to kill it. I hope you all have a fantastic day. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate it. I never try and sit here and beg and plead with people, sit till the end. I'm not going to do all that. Hopefully I'm giving you things for you to think about, and hopefully you'll see value in the content and you'll stay. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I would like to ask, if you could just click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, so you can be up to date on all of my latest videos when they come out, and lives, which I'm going to be doing, I believe, starting next week. And also click the like button and give me a comment below. Are you someone that, are you thinking about, are you looking for, another way of generating income? Are you struggling right now? What does the struggle look like for you? I'm here to help. I've been there. I know what that feels like, and I have some life experience and I have some career experience. So drop me some comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. And until tomorrow, I will see you then. You all have a great day. Stay safe. I love you much. Ciao.